because we were at the coffee shop and he's just like, oh, I'm gonna be part of APH. It's like, cool, that's amazing, and it just feels like he's
from
also
other avenues.
from Chica here and there, from some
the
special Marites, the gossip
Yes.
girls and boys of the esports scene. But we are going to be getting into the game, and really just to wrap up the Action PH points here, I think a Batman, the Doctor, these guys are not just going to sense some calm coming into the game itself, but also on the outside when there might be a bit of that tilt, a bit of those emotions coming high from the front line. Well, you have a very cool back line there to help on out. And you can see here for APH, we got that guy into play. Really expected already, as we've had that transition to that initiator role for Emma. No surprise whatsoever that Killjoy is into play alongside the Sova. Lots of comfort picks right now here for Action PH. But on the flip side here for Oasis Gaming, the Breach is back, baby, and we know what Oasis can do with a Breach setup.
I really do like this Breach composition. I think Breach has kind of found more favor recently, especially on Haven, but they're going for a non-Sova composition, something we also have been seeing, kind of gain, I guess, more notoriety recently here. A lot of teams do like playing this double initiator kind of comp with a Sky and a Breach. We're seeing a bit more archaic stuff from the side of Action PH, but hey, I think it still works, and so they're really going to be, what we're actually watching for them is almost like a stage 3 comp, right? But from at least last year, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. Hell, sometimes we even have, like, look, stage 1 comp, so we're looking at things here, and I don't think there's necessarily going to be too big of a difference on what they bring from their composition. I mean, you can tell, right? There's an Omen on one side, an Astra on the other. That means, obviously, aggression is going to be more of the game plan of Oasis, as well as having some information, but not maybe as much hard info as Action might bring to the table, which is not something we always see. If anything, I would have expected the compositions to go the other way around, with Oasis kind of playing with that Sova plus Sky, and it going to be Action with the other end of things, with a bit more aggression in their composition. So it's very curious to me, and I'm wondering if this is maybe them trying something new, or maybe them just, I guess, trying something specific against Action PH.
And well, I'm excited, man. This is the first game we are opening up this amazing day with this amazing set of weeks with two incredible series. Right now, EPH Oasis, later on, SPE versus Naos. And here we go, Haven to start things off. The funny thing, though, here, Nico, is this has just been the staple pick, right, of Stage 1. We would always see Haven in the draft, whether it was the first format or the second format, has been the King's man. And right now, he's trying to keep the crown, but Ripper will tear him apart bit by bit. Head bopped, 4 kills for the Omen, and the true nightmare of APH has to be Ripperoo.
Controller diff? Question mark?
Ripper is scaring me, bro. Spoopy.
Spooky boy. He was
Spooky boy.
aim-labsing that single file that they funneled themselves into. There's a reason why they call doorways the fatal funnel. I guess Action PH, they found out firsthand, but it was an eco round still, though. Made expensive for Oasis here. They have economy to buy up into this one, and actually not the round after this. If they lose this, it's most likely an eco. But even if they win this round and a few rounds more, they're still going to have to win a few rounds more after that just to come back to it. So I don't know, is this a GG go next, or do we actually take this to its limits?
No, look, we've had some of the best matchups between APH and Oasis on Haven, but really APH right now, they're showing that they have a lot of struggles in terms of what they want to play as, what kind of force they want to bring to the matchup. And we're getting shades of the amazingness when especially Georgie and the Batman are able to step on up. But some of the other moments that APH has shown us from Stage 1, we're getting that too few and far between. And Oasis, they kept their cards checked for such a long time. They haven't been playing out on the community scene, but you can see that they've really just doubled down on some of their more comfortable compositions. They have really refined what they do, and I have to say Oasis has to be one of the better teams, one of the best teams really on Haven. That's why APH and Oasis does not disappoint on a match like this. But here we go again. APH right now trying to get to that seaside. Coco now all the way in behind. Emon will get the trade though, and a Batman is there yet again. Throws a Batarang and throws into the next round. Oh, Emon! Seems like the bird is like a boomerang. Wanted to come back at him, wanted to stay on that bird. Second bird though gets the confirmation, and a Batman is there again. Toolkit in hand, ready for the kill. APH still alive on map 1.
we've seen this many times over decks, right? Where, a team heavily losing wins a few rounds at match point, but the reason why you don't really see comebacks like that is because you have no margin for error. You lose one map, rather one round, you don't play perfectly for like what, a good 20 minutes, which is very difficult to do, then you pretty much, there's no way for you to come back into it. So I'm not saying there's a way for Action PH, but based on what we've seen today, I haven't really seen any round super clear, I guess, fought that looked like maybe flawless or almost flawless, that they really need something to, I guess, get them back in the game. And as I was about to say before this break, they've yet to call a timeout. They finally call one now after they take the win. But I mean, if there's one time to use it, it might be this for the moment. This tactical, yes, to be clear.
Look, first time out. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. That's pretty much it. You know the PH side. You know what VCTPH is all about. Amazing games, some stellar colleagues in my side. It's an amazing audience and technical bosses. That's the last part. And, well, does feel like we're looking to get into the game as soon as possible. I do want to point out the fact here for Action PH that we're getting some great moments and some great space from Georgie. But I do feel like APH could do so much more right now, especially with the ultimates they have. It might be time to let it rip because they don't have that room for error. Marky though, Bladestorm in hand. Oasis on Nico round, so willing to throw caution to the wind. And it's APH right now, playing it slow and steady, feeling that Oasis is coming at them. Now the dash on in. Georgie wants a brawl, wants a fight. It's so much hesitation for both sides. It's peekaboo. Hey, are you peeking? Am I peeking? Are you fighting now? Later? Okay, sure. We'll call recess.
Jiggle Peak City seems like a ceasefire has been called. Trying to chill out for a moment. Ripper taking the back of that site and winning if they come.
Yeah. They don't want to fight yet? How about now? How about now?
Later.
And it's funny because it's one of those kind of conversations when you're trying to talk to someone and they end up replying late. And then you end up replying late. And then they end up replying late. It was like that. It's like, maybe I'm going to chase him now. Marky was going at it. Georgie was going at it. And eventually...
You ever, like, someone replies late to you, right? Like a friend or something. You're like, I'm going to reply back just out of spite. I mean, late.
Trail.
I always reply when I can read it, honestly. I'm that kind of person. Just immediately happy to say hello. But this is now hello to that A side. I'm very easy to message there, Mr. Nico.
It's very just that, easy to send messages as well.
Yeah, very. It's just like
study sessions.
Yes, video messages. Let's not forget that. That's the fun part. Especially if it's like a GC. Just tag me and be like, oh, I'm going to reply immediately. If you don't, well, don't really care what's going on. Are you, though? Will not care about the flank there from Marky. APH should have some life in them still. Envy, though. Nice tap. Maybe some more. Not going to happen for once. Not going to happen for twice. And not going to happen at all for the round. 6-12. APH getting the run that they need. But we've seen these false hope situations before. And you mentioned it. APH cannot afford to make a single mistake by this point.
Yeah, it's very difficult for any team in the world to do that. To come back from this, we've seen amazing comebacks on the APAC side. We've seen amazing comebacks last stage and hell, even the year before that here in the Philippine local side. But I'm not sure if this is going to be one of those just yet. I'm not super convinced. If it is, I'd love to see it. But hey man, Action PH have a lot to prove here, especially with, I guess, their whole new roster we see are them playing with. We did see Batman last year, but that was on APAC, not here in PH. Though, speaking of, Georgie and Batman just find them even more bits of hope.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because Batman didn't really get that chance to play the locals there on stage 1 as much. And now, here in stage 2, he is ready. He is primed. And he has been performing for the squad of APH at the very least. Great entries, though, and great impact by Georgie. No matter what, Georgie has this level of consistency, I have to say. I don't really feel like Georgie has many bad games, as that's an APH flawless. It's just if his team can support him or not. And we saw that in the first half, right? That Georgie comes in, makes the impact happen, gets that amazing first frag. But the rest of the team is hit by the Oasis utility. So if APH can keep up this pace, keep the control on, since they only need to hit one site anyway together, then it does bode well for a possible future over time here.
Does look like such a possible, maybe a bit hopeful, but possible outcome.
Why not? You know, let's throw some hope. Let's sprinkle in. These have been interesting days to say the least, and I will speak no further about that. But I also want to enjoy, the matchup. I'm enjoying it right now that APH is making this run, and I really like the fact, dude, that that APH right now is willing to also play what Oasis was doing. Where maybe now we'll hold back. They're not overheating. They're not doing too many crazy things. But you were saying something.
I'm just enjoying the fact that we have VCT back again.
Oh yeah,
so it's been a while.
That's true.
It's been a hot minute, and we have some new faces on the talent roster this time. We have a 5'11" guy from
LaSalle, Sagittarius, Caster, former
not one,
coach,
but two amazing hosts.
Wait! Isn't our panel really tall, basically, between G10 and Fluffy? But wait a minute. Action real quick.
Height over like 6 foot, but yes.
Oh really? That's crazy. I am just like a little boy here compared to them. But now we're looking to see the impact and Ripper again. Says Peekaboo. This is still winnable for Oasis 2v2. The guns are scattered around the map. And now the Scroungers here are able to pick up these bits of cheese. And looking now to make a fondue out of it. But bam goes the Dynamite Waldor. You're out of nowhere. Catches on the Batman. Looking mortal there. The Kryptonite perhaps. Georgie's right in position. But Ripper again has haunted Action PH all throughout this map. And Oasis with a thrifty win there at the end. 13-7. Victory for Oasis. That one slip up into the round costing APH.
Isn't it so apt that after winning all those very decisive gun rounds on the comeback that they lose